My country, Papua New Guinea, is a very diverse country with 800 languages, and we have over 1,000 cultures, traditions, differ from every villages, communities in the country. So, going back to that diversity of the country, the culture in terms of culture and tradition, it's there's a lot of challenges that we face back at home, especially women, and 90% of the land in Papua New Guinea is customary owned by the people, the native people themselves, and so about 10% is owned by the government. So, in every spheres of the development, both the government and the people on the ground, like we face a lot of challenges, and we try to help each other. The current pressing issues in the country is there's a lot of discrimination against women in all forms of violence, and the critical one that currently every woman in the country is talking about is domestic violence, and the rate of domestic violence is very high, and I can tell you it's high in the Pacific and maybe in the Asian region too. So in every spheres of women back in the village, they try to overcome that issue of violence. Unfortunately, their voices are not being heard. The government has come up with a lot of policies delivering, delivering mechanisms, services to the rural people, especially the women and girls, but still the women and girls, they're not benefiting at all. There's a whole heap of issues when I talk about violence, but when we look at the root problems of violence, we go back to the root problems, and it comes back to the people themselves, their attitudes, their behavior towards things, that they look at things. Men have all the say in anything regarding the cultural beliefs, regarding cultural rights. They have all the say in there, and they leave the women behind. So, when you look at it, there's a whole heap of issues surrounding that. Coming to this forum has really opened my eyes to see a lot of things, and we are the first. Papua New Guinea didn't take part in the Indigenous meeting before, and this is the first time. So it's a big challenge. So coming here, I see myself as a native. I'm a native Papua New Guinean, and they're very pressing issues that we should take up as Indigenous women in our own rights. So a lot of things that I've learned here and I've seen it has opened my eyes, and now I know what to say, as an Indigenous woman, and I know that I'll be protected, and with talk with other sisters from around the Indigenous groups in the world. If we work in, collectively and share ideas and help each other, I'm sure we can get this moving. My advocacy plan is based on changing attitudes, and I'm targeting the young people back in the rural areas, and that includes their values, which very much would include the culture, because my people back in the village or back in Papua New Guinea, especially men, they use culture as a form of violence. It's an excuse to violence. So I'd really like to do this first thing, because I believe that when I target the young people, it changes the whole attitude, because they're the future, people of my country. There are policies there by the government that is targeting the adults there, but I have to work from below, so the young people can maintain our culture and our traditions. So that is when, and the other partner, my sister from Papua New Guinea, she's working on the violence, but at the top level, because she's a lawyer and she's based in the city and I'm based in the rural area. So both of our approaches are bottom up, where I'm coming at, and then she's coming from the top down. Coming to this forum has really opened a lot of things. We've learned a lot of things. There's been best practices, side events. People have been sharing about their best practices. So, it was good, because it really puts a lot of thoughts in us, and what shall we do? Where can we, you know, continue on